healthy doesn't mean not just having symptoms or pain, it means exercising, eating right, being happy, okay? So, what I'm saying to you guys is basically, there could be some stuff going on with you guys, even though you don't have symptoms or pain, there could be some stuff going on with you guys, and what I'm going to do is basically show you from a posture standpoint what you can do on a daily basis to basically prevent you from having symptoms in the future, okay? Now, let me do this with you guys. Let me explain to you why it's important to have good posture, and at the same time, I'll go through kind of like what we do as chiropractors, and we'll kind of coordinate why it's important to have good posture, okay? First of all, let me ask you this. What is the most important organ in your body? What do you think? Go ahead. Your brain? Go ahead. Your spine. I love this. Go ahead. Heart. All right. Go ahead. Your skin. Hey, do you know while we're on this? What's the largest organ in your body? There you go. All right, guys, got that? The brain controls everything, all righty? Your brain communicates down your spinal cord and out through these nerves to run every organ in your body. Please understand this. Every organ, every muscle, every tissue in your body is somehow connected to one of these nerves. If it's not connected to the word, what do you think happens to it? It don't work. It's dead, okay? Recognize this, guys. The brain is basically directly protected by the skull, and the backbone, and the spinal cord is directly protected by the backbone. Recognize this, your body, your brain and your spinal cord are so important that your body needs to directly protect it. Does that make sense? You're directly protecting your most vital organ. And you guys, if you want to think of the brain as the generator of electricity, the spinal cord is the main cable, and the nerves of the wires, that's a great way to look at that. Does that make it easier for you guys?
Yeah.
A lot easier? Okay. And you have a direct protection around it. Now, this is going to start to tie into why it's important to have good posture. Not only does the backbone and skull serve as a protection, but what else does the backbone do? What's attached to the backbone? What do we have attached to the backbone? What do you think? Allows us to move. What are they? Muscles. There you go. Okay, muscles, guys. Judy had it. Muscles? All right. Now, you guys, we have muscles that connect horizontally. All right, everyone's right? You also have vertical muscles. Now, if the vertical muscles run up and down the spine, what they do is they allow us, what happens when I relax? I go boom, and I fall forward in deflection. So the vertical muscles allow us to flex. And then when I contract, what happens? I lean back, okay? They allow us to extend. And then if I want to lean to the left, there's vertical muscles, I contract over here, I lean to the left. And then the ones over here, I contract and lean to the right. So the vertical muscles allow us to bend forward, lean back, lean to the left and right. Does that make sense, guys? Between the horizontal fibers and the vertical fibers, we're allowed to move in all planes of motion. Go ahead, I'm going to connect you. Go ahead.
We have a warm-up exercise where you go lean forward, lean backward, to the left, to the right.
You want to do it?
Yeah. Lean forward, lean backward, to the left, to the right. Stand up, sit down, to the left, to the right. Lean forward, lean backward, to the left, to the right. Stand up, sit down, to the left, to the right. With a stomp and a clap and a clap and a click. Now do it backwards and speed and twist. With a stomp and a clap and a click. Now do it backwards and speed and twist. With a step to the right and a step to the right.
That's awesome. You guys, way to go, guys. Do something. You guys just used all of your vertical and horizontal muscle fibers. The spin was the horizontal, and the leaning back that used the vertical fiber. That's awesome. And by the way,
I feel like it's cracking your back like this.
Actually, that's kind of one of the things, you guys, listen up here. One of the things that chiropractors have said for years is the more motion you get in the joints, you'll slow down arthritis, which has been true. And what they did is they actually came up with a study, and they found that basically people who used to always crack their knuckles actually have better joints as far as arthritis goes than people who do not have. All right, now, wait. 1 second though. The thing is you should be doing it in the natural range of motion like this and not hyperextending or doing this. Okay? So the bone above and the bone below. Now, what happens is it okay, you guys, if I go from here to here? Everyone with me? Good deal? We're looking at you from the back? All right, now, if I have horizontal muscles here and here that allow us to rotate back and forth, what happens is we want to make sure that those muscles stay balanced on each side, because when the bone lines up and the nerve does not get pinched. Does everyone understand that? All righty? Now, if you start to overtrain the muscles on one side, let's say, who's right-handed in here? Raise your right hand. Okay, a lot of you. Who's left-handed? The remaining of you. Only one? Awesome. All right. All right. What happens is this. If you are writing with your right hand from the time you're 4 years old and for the rest of your life, is it not hard to not expect that maybe those muscles on the right side are becoming a little bit more overtrained? All right? You guys, when we were first put on the face of the earth as a human race, one of the most basic instinctive behaviors that we have is to hunt and gather. We had to survive, right? And in the process of hunting and gathering, we moved back and forth and kept our muscles very balanced. It's important to understand that, guys. You guys have got to understand that we were not put on the face of the earth to look at a computer screen off with our heads jacked off to the right side for 8 hours a day. Is that by any stretch of the imagination? Okay? We're also, think about this, what about the guys on the line at gym and they're standing apart and going left side all day? Do you think that they were put on the face of the earth to do that 10 hours a day?
No.
What about you guys? Do you think you guys are put on the face of the earth to text for 5 hours a day? Texting?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. I'm sadly here to inform you that you are not. All righty. We're supposed to be hunting and gathering. So what happens is, if we're overtraining the muscles, the horizontal muscles, and they're pulling, if we understand that that hole's made up of bone above and bone below, what's happening to that nerve when it moves over to that side? If it goes like that, what do you think happens? Causes that hole to what? Get smaller, right? It pinches that nerve, okay? That's important to understand. The hole's made up of the bone above and the bone below, so if you overtrain the muscles on one side, it's going to start to pinch that nerve and start a short circuit. But I come in, and all of a sudden I say, look at their x-ray, and we look at x-rays from the back here, so this would be the left side and the right side, and let's say we're looking at these bones in the lower part of the neck, and what happens is, can you guys see, we want these middle points to fall equally between here and here, and this one's pulling off to the left a little bit. Can you kind of see that? So maybe this is a left-handed person, alrighty? And it pulls over, and all of a sudden it pinches the nerve, and those nerves run all the way down the arm. So what I do is I try to adjust it back to the right side, but I also give them some exercises to basically stretch one side and strengthen the other side. What causes the muscles to become overtrained in the first place? One that we have beat to death, physical stresses, repetitive work, repetitive motion, writing with your right hand, on the line at gym, look at a computer screen. Those are physical stresses. So far, so good? Alrighty? We're going to give you some posture stuff to help you with that. Also, with this, guys, chemical stresses, poor nutrition, environmental toxins, basically cause the muscles to become out of balance. You guys understand that? These are the three things that you face in your everyday life on some level that causes the muscles to go out of balance. Now, if the muscles go out of balance, they move the bones, and then the bones pinch the nerves, and then your brain has a hard time for properly communicating with your organs, and you will, after time, get symptoms and disease. Does everyone understand how we went from here to here? Really? You guys got that? All right, I want you guys to pick a partner, and what we're going to do is this. Your feet about shoulder width apart, and I want you to look straight ahead at your partner, and I want you to relax your shoulders and arms and just let them hang. What does this mean? If your thumbs are rotated in, you have tight pecs. If your shoulders move forward, you have tight pecs. If your shoulders higher, you've got tight pecs, and chances are you've got some tight, what's called upper fibers of the trap and supraspinatus muscle. Okay. If you are right-sided dominant, what you're going to do is you're going to basically stretch your pec, and the way you do it is you come up against the wall. Both elbows are at 90 degrees, and basically if you're stretching the right you simply turn away from the right, turn your body completely away, and you stretch the pec, okay? Now, it is important to do it through training. They teach us when we're physicians, when you find a dominant seam, you do a 3-to-1 ratio, okay? You turn and this way, and you hold for 30 seconds, and you do that 3 times. All right, math people, how many times are we going to do that on the left side? We're doing 3 seconds of 30-second holds. How about we do one 30-second hold on the left, okay? What's happening is, when you're sitting, you're overtraining your quads because we sit all the time nowadays. The quads are generally becoming tight, and what they're doing is essentially, since they cross the joint, they're pulling you forward this way. When you get pulled forward this way, you don't walk around like this, but they're being overtrained. What happens is you cause these to pull back, just like pulling that center of gravity back, but you also cause your butt muscles to become weak, and you cause your hamstrings to become tight. For most people that come to my office that have low back problems, it's actually becoming because a tightness of the quads. So, what you do, go home in the mirror, just like we did the shoulders, you look at your hips. Which one's more forward? Whatever your dominant one is, I'm going to do this for you guys. You can do this, you guys can practice this. You stand up and you stretch the quads this way. 30 seconds on the dominant side 3 times, and then 30 seconds on the ones above. How this coordinates with what Ms. Wilson's doing with you guys, when you guys stand to sing, okay? It's important. Pecs are back. That's good. Keep your arms, thumbs straight out.
Do it. Show it.
Yeah. Just like this, okay? Feet, good diaphragm, right? We talked about that. Okay? Now, basically what you do, you stand straight. Your ear and your shoulder and your hip should line up from the side. If your head's going forward, that's what we call anterior head carriage, bring it back. Okay? Good breathing for singing, right guys? Alright? So, pecs are back. It's good because now the quads are stretched, you're not sitting all the time, and basically you keep your spine lined up this way. One, it'll keep your posture on balance and help you be better singer. Correct?